つまり人を石にして殺しているのは単なる好奇心だけではなく生物を収集するため。
Hi, I'm Green, and my name is VitaminDStain, and welcome back, or welcome to 9.
9.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like and subscribing if you haven't already done so. I would appreciate it. And with that being said, let's get started.
そう考えるのが妥当でしょうね。
もしかして報道とかされてないだけでもっと犠牲者がいるかもしれないの？
あのアーティファクトの数を考えるとありえると思います。
いくらなんでも邪悪すぎない？もしそうだとしたらヤバすぎるよ、あの人。あ、ごめんお兄ちゃん。
何が？
友達のこと悪く言いすぎた。
That is bad. That is bad mouthing.
確かに友達だけど、あいつは自白した。自分が殺人犯だって。
How can you still call him your friend?
しかも理由なく何人も殺してるかもしれない。いくら友達でも擁護しようがねえだろ。空の言う通りだよ。あいつは邪悪だ。
Sort of gives me a worried look. I meant everything I just said from the bottom of my heart. Of course, there's still a part of me that wants to believe we can talk this out. But I know we're well past that now. We gotta stop Yoichi no matter what it takes. The question is, how? It's frustrating to admit, but I'm powerless. I'm sure everyone else feels just as powerless right now too. A heavy silence falls over our table. Eventually, Yuki, the one among us who doesn't look depressed, raises a hand for attention.
いいかしら、エルフヘイムの妖精よ。
The frick did you call her? Or it?
聞こえていないのかしら。
ソフィーさん。
She's definitely ignoring her on purpose.
今の私のことだったの？
多分。
独特な表現を使うわね、この子。意味不明だったから聞き流しちゃったわ。
一つ聞きたいことが。
何かしら？
魔眼の男が複数の生物を所持している。故に複数の能力を使用できる。それは理解した。でも他の2人が劣化しているとはいえ同じ能力を使用できるのはなぜ？
原体は本体の延長上。だから同じ力を使用できる。レンヤって子にはヨイチって子が貸してあげたんでしょうね、力を。
そんなことができるんですか？
できる。力の使用権限を他者にも与えることがね。眷属化っていうの。
じゃあさ、みんなで力をシェアしたら私らも結構いい線いけるんじゃないの？ミーヤンと私も戦えるよ。
It's not that easy, she's gonna say.
方法を教えるつもりはない。
なんで？
死にたくないでしょ？
Guys, I'm starting to think Sophie really isn't on our side. So I was making some clips today. On older videos that I've already uploaded. And I got to one of the videos about where were we at? Close to the episodes where we find out that Yoichi's talking to Sophie at the end of episode 2. And I started thinking in my head as I was trying to find moments where I could clip. I was like, wait a minute. What if, because Sophie has said I shouldn't interfere too much, what if she's just letting them in just enough to not die, but for some reason she's providing valuable info to the evil ones? Why would she do that? I don't know. But I mean, if you think about it, none of them have died following Sophie's orders or intel that they've received from her. yeah, Kujo died, but like she went berserk. But still, I feel like if she's not siding with one or the other for sure, what if she's low-key just dipping her toes, her little nubby hands enough where it's balanced? It sounds crazy, I know, but I feel like, because I still can't trust her. She's come through and all, but the ending of episode 2 has me still very, very, very suspect of her. Like, I cannot let her off the hook just yet. But for some reason, I'm getting the sense that she's playing with both of the sides. Like, why is she so against teaching them these things? And then another thing, they had inferred that the reason the others know all this stuff is because there's another otherworldly being that's teaching them these things. But we saw this otherworldly thing talking to the evil eye user. How do we not know it's her all along? They're trying to hit us with a double plot twist. I'm falling for it. Sophie cannot be trusted. I don't care that she's come through. There's still not concrete evidence to prove that she is not our enemy as well. How weird. Oh, I'll tell you this, but I won't tell you this. It sounds very selective, like enough to be able to control them still. I don't know. It sounds like I'm yapping and saying a lot of baloney, but I don't know. I just can't. No, not I don't know. I can't trust her yet. Trust goes both ways. You're trusting this otherworldly, stupid, plushy looking thing with your life, but she can't even tell you information that could help you not die too. Like, this ain't right. This ain't right. Trust goes both ways. So what Yoichi's doing is extremely dangerous then.
とにかく黙りがちだし、今日は帰って休みなさい。このまま話していても無駄よ。
I'd rather be proven wrong about someone or something than being right. Because when you're right, it's more disappointing, at least when it comes to situations like this. I want to be proven wrong. I want her to shut me up, but it's just not adding up. I get the sense that she's playing both sides.
そうね。また後日集まりましょう。
じゃあ今日はお疲れした。
We gotta remember too, Sophie has said from the beginning that she wants to collect all the relics for whatever reason that we also don't know. How do we not know that she's using the evil ones to collect all the relics by killing all the other people and just having these dudes not do anything stupid with their powers until they collect all the fragments, or what, not fragments, relics, and then they finally, you know, Sophie finally lets them go after these guys next, you know? Because they're the only ones that are doing something about it. At least that's what the game has shown us anyway so far. So it's entirely possible that Sophie is getting involved just enough where it's still like, oh, I'm not doing anything, but she is, but still just enough to be able to have things go in her favor. Because remember, she's trying to collect fragments. How do we not know this is all a big ploy for her to get all the fragments? For all we know, she could slime all of Rigveda when they have all the fragments, you know, after killing the harem too. I don't know, just theories, I guess.
どうしました？
私ちゃっかり同席しちゃってますけど、皆さんの仲間にしていただいても
It's more than
いい
okay.
でしょうか。
Haruka, you're my favorite.
もうそのつもり。
ありがとうございます。
Agreed. Senpai smiles and bows her head. Everyone returns a smile as they welcome her to the group.
それじゃあお先に。何かあったらいつでも呼んでちょうだい。
Nah. I said I trusted you and I'll call you Sophie and everything, but nah, I take it back. Something's fishy here.
なんかやけに協力的だな。
Yeah, that's another thing too. She was always so mean and stuff, and now she's like super how do we not know the other Sophies are telling her what has happened in the other branches, and therefore it's like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna be a little nice. I don't know, there's just a whole lot of things that are not making sense, but I feel like I'm not exactly very far off, unless I am, and again, I'd rather be proven wrong. I don't want her to also be someone that turns out to be evil. But I mean, she's an otherworldly being. For all I know, she doesn't care about human lives, and she just wants the relics and just wants to dip.
魔眼のユーザーを特定できたのは今のところこの枝だけ。さすがに本腰入れるわよ。疑問があれば答えてあげる。もちろん、答えられることだけだけれど。
Of course.
わかった。ありがとう。
じゃあね。しっかり休むのよ。
Sorry, Sophie. I can't trust you. I respect you a whole lot more, but I can't trust you. Especially after some thinking. It's just not adding up. Sophie vanishes through a tear in space and returns to her own world. There's a crap ton of stuff I still want to know, but for now I should probably just go home.
出ましょう。
割り勘だよね。財布。
まとめて払っとくから、先出てて。
お願いします。これ私の分。
ああ、うん。ちょうど。
私は後で払いましょう。後で。
行きましょう。
Everyone gets up and leaves while I take the bill to the register. Once I've paid, I follow everyone out the door.
気をつけて帰れよ。
分かってるってば。お父さんが迎えに来てくれるから大丈夫。
What? You're not sleeping over?
ゆうきさんも電車ですか？
いえ、私は徒歩。
うち近いんですね。高坂先輩は私と同じ方面ですよね、電車。はい、多分。ニーにゆうき先輩送ってあげたら？徒歩なの2人だけだし。
ああ、そうだな。家どっち？
あっち。
Huh? You know, I'd expect her to say, "Don't worry about it," and then leave.
うちと真逆だな。まあ、いっか。
わざわざ送ってもらう必要はない。一人でも二人でも大差ないでしょうし。
She's right.
まあ、5人でボロ負けしてますしね。
ええ。それに、相手は転移が可能。警戒しようがない。
確かにな。自分の部屋すら安全とは言えない。
That is so scary.
お兄ちゃんもうちに帰ってきたら一人暮らしよりマシでしょ？
そうだな。考えとくよ。
No, we just got separated from Soda. I don't wanna. No. Kosaka, take me home.
じゃあ、今日はお疲れ様。
ああ、また。
Sorry, you paused a little too long there, buddy.
お疲れ様でした。ゆうきさん、途中まで一緒に同じ方向なので。
ええ。
に寄り道すんなよ。気をつけて帰れよ。
Bro Sif? Wow, you are really creative with the bro stuff, huh?
わかってるって。先輩も、また。
おやすみなさい。
Gotta love her.
行きましょっか、先輩。
What's up with you? I say my farewells and start on the road home. I don't really think about anything in particular. Just slowly walk toward my apartment. Occasionally I glance up at the stars twinkling in the distant night sky. But that's about it. Oh wow, look at the stars! Wow! After a few minutes I notice there's someone following behind me. Hello? Kisatsu! Their footsteps sound rather hurried. People often go for jogs around here, and it's not rare to see a jogger at this time of night. Oh my god, I used to jog at night, every single night, back in high school. I used to do like 5 miles every night. How much is that in kilometers for my kilometer people, for the people that are not using the United States of measurements? 8 kilometers enough. Good times, good times. Why? Depression. Move to one edge of the sidewalk to give whoever it is a wide berth. Girth? To my surprise, however, they come to a halt right behind me. Help! Kisatsu! Just as I'm about to look over my shoulder to see who it is, I feel a hand tug on my sleeve. Hey yo, that's my third leg. Hey senpai. The frick is up with you?
あれ、先輩？
What was that?
大丈夫ですか？
Bro, what was that sound? I need to hear that again.
大丈夫ですか？
すみません。走ってきたので。
He walked for like 1 minute.
ちょっとすみません。落ち着きます。
I'll give you 10. She puts a hand on her chest and takes a few deep breaths. I notice my gaze is being drawn to her biddies again, and I hurriedly look away. Kind of amazed I still have it in me to care about biddies after what happened today.
すみません。もう大丈夫です。
どうしました？あ、俺の部屋に忘れ物とか。
いえ、少し歩きませんか？
はい。
Night walks are great too. The two of us aimlessly wander the moonlit streets. Neither of us say anything, but I'm sure Senpai ran after me because she wants to talk to me about something. The whole time we've been walking, she's been sneaking sidelong glances at me. Eventually, we end up somewhere close to the shrine. It's not until we're on a street devoid of people that Senpai finally breaks the silence.
はい。
大丈夫ですか？
え？ああ、怪我とかはしてないですよ。
いえ、そういうことではなくて。
Oh?
とても落ち込んでいるように見えて。
ああ。
I finally understand what she's getting at. It took a second, but I got it. I see. So she's worried about me.
それで戻ってきてくれたんですか？
すみません。おせっかいだと思ったんですが。
いえ、ありがとうございます。でも多分、はい。平気だと思います。
本当ですか？私、友達いないから想像することしかできないですけど、友達が敵になっちゃって、あっちはためらいもなかったら、
Yeah.
きっと平気じゃいられないだろうなって。だから私が何かできるわけでもないんですけれど。
Bro probably needs a hug from a girl with big bitties.
本当に
Oh wait.
平気ですか？
陽一と知り合ったの白線に入学してからなんですよ。付き合いはたったの1年です。
はい。
だからあいつのこと深く知っているわけでもないし、あれが素のあいつだったって分かってもショックではありますけど、それほどでもっていうか、先輩と一緒で俺も友達いないんですよ。全然いません。団体行動が苦手で、いつも一人でしかめっ面。
Scow?
友達作ろうともせず、それでいいとも思っていて、無理に作らなくてもいいよなって一匹狼気取って、そんな俺に最初に声をかけてくれたのが陽一でした。俺がめんどくさそうにしても、そっけなくしても、笑顔で絡んでくるんですよね。
Hey, you fooled me too.
他に仲いいやついるのに、昼飯は毎回俺と一緒だったり、クラスのみんなで遊びに行く時も毎回声をかけてくるし。
Why would he do all of that though? Why would an evil person do all of that? Not saying he's not, but why?
文化祭とかでも微妙に馴染んでない俺にちょっと面倒な仕事を回すんですよ。そのせいでなんか妙に頼られちまって、あの時だけは人気者だったな俺。余一が絡んでくれたから俺は孤立しなかった。不愛想だけど根はいいやつみたいなポジションでいられた。
Why is Kakeru so relatable though?
だったんですね。
どうかな。あいつはどう思っていたのかわかんないですけど、でもいいやつなんですよ、あいつ。気が利く友達思いのいいやつなんです。なのにやっぱりショックなのかもな。
There's a lump in my throat. At some point, I must have stopped not talking, walking, because I suddenly find myself standing still. I unclenched the fist I didn't know I was making and looked down at my sweaty palm.
アーティファクトのせいでおかしくなってるなら目を覚ませてやるって闘志を燃やせた。付き合いが長ければ俺が正してやるって、そんな使命感も持てたかもしれない。でもあいつは誰に操られたわけでもなく、自分の意志で人を殺した。
Not a good use of free will.
正してやるなんて言えるほど俺はあいつのことを知らない。
Hmm.
悔しいですね、すごく悔しいですよ。拳を握ってもどこに振り下ろせばいいのかわからない。そもそも振り下ろしたところで俺の力じゃあいつに届かない。今の俺じゃ届かない。悔しいですね、すごく悔しいですよ。何か陽一が何か闇を抱えていたのなら俺が気づいてやりたかった。俺が
かける様。
え、
There it is. I was waiting for that. Nice. Senpai's hugging me.
本当はもう一人の私がこうしてあげたかったそうなのですが勇気が出なかったそうなので。
いや
I'm too taken aback to respond. Senpai's embrace is gentle. If I wanted to, I could easily shake her off, despite how embarrassing this is. I don't feel like moving.
リーダーは結城さんだと聞いていますが、実質のリーダーはかける様ですわね。
そうですか。
はい、九条さんも空さんもかける様のことをとても信頼しているのが伝わってきます。もちろん私ももう一人の私も。結城さんはつかみどころがない方なので分かりかねますが。
That elicits a weak smile out of me. I just realized, track, nice. What was it called? I don't even know. On an unrelated note, Senpai smells really nice. I can feel myself finally starting to relax.
女性ばかりのチームです。殿方はかける様のみ。なかなか弱みは見せられないことでしょう。ですが気づいていらっしゃいました？実は私唯一の3年生、一番年上なんです。
Senpai tightens her embrace. I can hear a faint thumping noise in my ears. It's her heartbeat.
友人のいない私では気持ちはわかりますなどとはとても言えません。ですが自分に置き換えることはできます。かける様が余一さんにそうしていただいたように、かける様も私に手を差し伸べてくださいました。大げさなとおっしゃるかもしれませんが、私とそしてもう一人の私にとっては大事件でした。あなた様に惹かれてしまうくらい。今のは聞き流してくださいまし。
Smiling Senpai pats my head. It's a little embarrassing, but at the same time, it's comforting.
かける様が手を差し伸べてくださらなければ、リグベーダとして私は司令官さんたちと共に 余一さんの隣にいたでしょうね。断ることもできず、ずるずると悪事に加担していたかもしれません。かける様は私たちを
Interesting way of
正し
putting
い
it.
道へと導いてくださいました。そんなかける様が悪の道に進んでしまったらと思うと胸が張り裂けそうです。考えたくもありませんわ。一人で受け止めるにはあまりにも辛い現実です。
Senpai hugs me even tighter. It's getting kind of hard to breathe. Help! Wait, no, that's a great way to die, actually. Wait, what am I saying? However, it's also making me feel reassured.
どうか辛い時は甘えてくださいましね。
I'll give you 2 biddies,
今
Zillion
度は
on.
私の番。
Nice.
私があなた様の力になる番ですわ。
I'm envious.
他の方々もかける様が弱みを見せたとしても落胆などしないでしょう。
Not at all.
敵は兄弟です。我々は手も足も出ませんでした。だからこそみんなで頑張りましょうね、かける様。
はい。ありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。
はい
い。
そろそろ恥ずかしいっすね。
まあせっかくいい雰囲気でしたのに。
だからこそですかね。
このまま押し倒していただいても構いませんよ。
いやいや、外ですからね。っていうか、ちょいちょい人の気配が。
そうですわね。何人も通っていますわね。
いや、大丈夫っす。もう大丈夫っす。落ち着いたっす。
残念。
Somewhat reluctantly, I extricate myself from Senpai's warm embrace.
ありがとうございました。だいぶ前向きになれました。
お役に立てたなら何よりですわ。
Service?
だよな。へこんでる場合じゃないよな。これ以上罪を重ねさせちゃいけない。強くならなくちゃ。
ええ。しかし偉そうに申しましたが、もう一人の私の心の弱さも問題ですわね。自分にできないことは何でも私に押し付けて。そろそろ変わりますわ。あの子にも自分の言葉で話していただきませんと。
The moment she switches back, Senpai's face turns red. She starts waving her hands frantically through the air, hodgepodge of emotions flashing across her face.
ごめんなさい。急にごめんなさい。私、ごめんなさい。
そんなに謝らなくていいですから。ありがとうございます。励ましてくれて。
いいえ、はい、すみません。なんだか雰囲気に流されたというか、勝手に盛り上がってしまったというか。
じゃあ流されついでに俺もいいですか。
はい。
俺たち友達って言えるほどお互いのこと知らないですけど、でも仲間です。大事な。
Not even friends. Not even a friend zone. She got comraded zone. But yeah, he has a point.
一緒に強くなりましょう。次こそあいつらを倒して止めましょう。
Well?
人が石になるなんてふざけた事件、
Hmm.
俺たちで終わらせましょう。
Smiling, Senpai nods. It's then that she notices I'm holding my hand out to her. For a second, she looks at it blankly, but then she realizes the meaning behind the gesture. She reaches out to shake my hand and suddenly draws back. After vigorously wiping her hands down on her skirt, she finally grabs mine. I give her hand a firm squeeze and she smiles bashfully at me.
改めてこれからよろしくお
Oh,
願い
this is
します。
perfect for the end of the prelude. I see what they did it. Oh, I see how they did it. I see what they're doing. I see. Yeah, something like that.
お願いします。私、頑張ります。
Why are you making that expression? Senpai shakes her hand up and down and suddenly realizes she's still holding on to mine.
すみません、興奮しました。
いえ、先輩、意外と感情表現がストレートなんで、なんか安心します。
That other self of hers makes this so much more fun. I really like how they went at it? Are you dead? I really like how they went about that moment of him being vulnerable. I was expecting to see Shy Kosaka try to do what bold Kosaka did. But no, it was bold Kosaka that did it. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was really cool.
すみません、恥ずかしい。本当、恥ずかしい。
俺もいつも言い方悪くてすみません。それじゃああまり遅くなる前に駅に。
新見かけるさん、そして高坂遥さんですね。
Who the frick are you? Confused, the two of us turn around the direction of the voice. Oh. Teacher is standing a short distance away where the street lamp's illumination doesn't reach. She makes her way towards us, her silhouette gradually becomes more distinct. To my surprise, the owner of the voice is someone I recognize. Why she say it like that? I thought she was like a whole other secret villain we didn't know about. Unless she is too. Bro, this game has me messed up. I'm over here thinking everybody might be secretly out to get me. Help! No! God dang it, this game.
先生?
Well, that's weird. She looks different from normal. Her usual languid demeanor is gone, replaced by something much more disciplined. I'm telling you, it's weird. This game has me pointing fingers at everybody. Also, what was with that question? That's what I'm saying. She knows what our names are and she never refers to me by my full name. Unless she has another personality too. Or she's just evil. I step protectively in front of Senpai, who looks frightened by the drastic change in our teacher. She takes a few more steps towards us. It's only when she steps into the light that we notice. Our eyes go
お
wide.
二人に
There's a stigma on her forehead.
お話があります。
What is going on? Wait, what? Oh, this is totally copyright. I don't care though. I wish I could read the names.
理想と現実行き交う世界の波始まりの場所越えて先へと春のざわめきに惹かれ舞う時物語は開かれてく思いのままに行けたら導かれて咲くのか願うように見つめてはまぶたを焦がすその微笑み
Oh? Another power? Bro.
届かない愛そう呼んでみたよ
Bro, teacher is involved after all. Bro, I'm telling you, this game just surprise after surprise. Just when I think I understand or where I think I know where it's going, I don't know anything. Another sleepless night passes. I was tired as heck last night, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't fall asleep. So there's the marker of the end of the prelude, I presume. I think I presume correctly. I was like, wait, how long is this prelude? Whoa, there it is. I lazed around on my bed until 8, but in the end I gave up and decided to start my day. I washed... Excuse me. I washed my face and brushed my teeth, but I still don't feel any better. There's this deep set exhaustion that's sunk into my bones. Also, my stomach still hurts like heck. Pull up my shirt in front of the mirror to check on it. The bruising is gone, but it's still a little red. Frowning, I pull my shirt back down. Discovering Yoichi's true identity was a pretty big shock, but to my surprise, I'm also hung up over the fact that I was down for the count after one hit. Especially since that made me look lame in front of the harem. Sighing, I grab a jelly drink out of the fridge and I head back to the living room. My phone's blinking. I reach out and check my messages. There's a text from Sora saying, "What do you want to do today?" Judging by the number of red message notifications next to it, everyone else is already awake. Maybe they're like me and couldn't fall asleep last night. Kujo suggests meeting up in the afternoon. Kosaka Senpai and Yuki voice their agreement. Oh, you. Just as I'm about to say I'm fine with that too, a spatial rift appears above
や
my
めてお
table.
きなさい。
Okay, Mom. Sophie's sudden outburst takes me by surprise. Seeing me gasp, Sophie gives me an exasperated look. Well, you better have a dang good reason.
何よ、寝ぼけてる？
ああ、いや、おはよ
おはよう。今日も集まるつもり？
う。そういう流れにはなってるけど。
しっかりと休んだ方がいいわよ。
けど、
気持ちはわかるけれど、魂へのダメージは見た目でわからない分厄介なのよ。
Oh.
回復しているつもりでも、そうじゃなかったりする。
Is that really it, Sophie?
どうせ、まだ疲れが残っているんでしょ？
まあ、少し。
学校は？
ああ、休み。今日明日は。
だったら2日間ゆっくり休んでリフレッシュしなさい。どうせ集まったところでそんな陰気な顔していちゃ何も進展しないわよ。
かもな。
話し合うのは気持ちが前向きになってから。いい？
わかったよ。
よろしい。じゃあね。
Satisfied, Sophie vanishes. For a moment, I hesitate. But in the end, I decide to do as Sophie says. Sophie said, "We should all rest today." The red message checkmark pops up almost instantly, and everyone agrees to postpone the meeting. The fact that they were all willing to drop the idea so quickly means they're probably as exhausted as I am. Even so, why are you turning green? Can you not?
休むにしても。
I grab my phone and plop back down onto my bed. How can I rest in a situation like this? My classmate's a murderer, and we try to stop him, we got our butts handed to us. Plus. Ah yes, I know that tinker sound thing. My phone buzzes, the tone telling me it's a direct message and not a text in the group chat. That sounded like a Kabro Cha-Cha. It's from Senpai. Yeah. Do you want to talk about what happened yesterday? Yes! Yesterday, we had a completely unexpected encounter.
どうぞこちらへ。
Bruh, Satsuki has a different self too. That would be kinda nuts. You know, in our confusion, Miss Naruse strides into the shrine.
成瀬先生ですよね。
そのはずですけど。
先生もユーザーだったって。
いえ、知りませんでした。
Why'd she act stupid in the last episode when he told her all about what has happened?
ですよね。いつもアンニュイな雰囲気ですけど、なんだか。
とりあえず行ってみましょうか。
はい。
We chase after Miss Naruse. After making sure we're following behind her, she turns back around and heads deeper into the shrine. She comes to a stop in a dark corner of the grounds. Her faintly glowing stigma is the only thing illuminating the area. Senpai and I are both wearing tense expressions on our faces. This is just too weird.
突然のことで驚いたことでしょう。
She smiles gently at us. We're standing close enough that we can just barely make out each other's
も
expressions.
っと落ち着ける場所でお話しするべきなのでしょうが、彼女の家族の前でできる話でもありませんので、ご容赦ください。
When she says her, she points to her own chest. I knew it!
先生の姿をした現代。
いいえ、体は成瀬さつきさんご本人ですよ。私みたいにアーティファクトの力で人格を？それも少々違いますね。私はこの体をお借りしているに過ぎません。
借りる？
申し遅れました。私はイーリスと申します。
Where the frick have we heard that before?
イーリスさん？メビウスの？
白蜜川の伝承ご存知ですか？
はい。アニメで興味を持って調べたりしたので、ある程度は。
1000年前白蜜川を襲った最悪、それを鎮めたのがイーリスです。つまりこの白田つくも神社に祀られている
神様？
Senpai shrinks back in awe. Honestly, I'm pretty shaken too. Iris. According to the records I borrowed from Miss Naruse a while back, she's a god. Is this really the same Iris? She's supposed to have lived 1,000 years ago. If it actually is the Iris of legend, then is she here to bring the situation under control just like she did in the past? Is that why she approached us? Also, why is she using Miss Naruse's body? I have nothing appropriate to say. I don't get what's going on at all. But we're still speechless. Miss Naruse, or rather, Iris, gives us a kind smile and begins talking.
順を追って説明させていただきたいところですが、長々と立ち話に付き合わせるの
You
は
are
忍びないで
sure
すし、
right about that.
何より信用などできないでしょう。ですから今はたった一つだけ、ソフィーティアと名乗る女性にご注意を。
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Boom! So freaking Big Brian. Big Brian. I knew something was not adding up. Now I'm even more confused. Fortunately, it seems there's more to Iris's warning.
彼女の目的はアーティファクトの回収です。
Yes, that's what I'm
そのため
saying.
にあなた方と
That's what I'm saying.
そうです。
Yes.
はいそうです。
Yes.
彼女の協力者はあなた方だけですか？
いや他にも3人います。
失礼。正確にお伺いします。
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
彼女の協力者はあなたとその仲間の方々だけですか？
Dang. God. I finally understand what Iris is getting at. Until now, the thought never even crossed my mind that Sophie might be working with other people as well.
彼女は手段を選びません。そういう女性です。
What'd I say? What'd I say? Yo, but like, did it take me a long time to realize? I feel like I should have realized sooner, but it was one of those things that was like gnawing in the back of my mind. But then I was like, you know what? Let's just read the story and see what happens. But like, with her little stunts of helping out, like, yes, appreciated, but she could be doing a lot more. She could totally do a lot more, I feel. And she wouldn't. So it's like, whose side are you really on, Sophie?
アーティファクトを効率よく回収するために様々な策を講じていることでしょう。
Surprised? Honestly, a little, yeah. I'm a little hurt. I wish I was wrong. But it's looking like I might be right about what I said.
その一つがあなた。
Dang.
そして
Let her cook. Iris trails off. It's obvious what she's implying. A lot of things I had been thinking were strange suddenly make sense now. Iris smiles brightly, satisfied that she got her message across. Are you dead serious? Across!
今日はここまでといたします。どうか私のことはお仲間にはご内密に。
But Iris, why would we trust you?
どうして？
こちらにもいろいろと都合が。またお話ししましょう。かけるさん、はるかさん。
いや、
あ、
では、さようなら。どうか判断を誤らぬよう。
Give me my hot teacher back. Iris walks off before we can get a word in edgewise. All we can do is watch blankly as she heads in inside Miss Lennox's house. Okay.
神様まで登場するなんてなんだか大変なことに。
そうですね。余計にややこしくなって
Pretty
きました。
bonkers, man. Pretty bonkers.
ですよね。
送ります。駅まで。
駅、あ、はい、ありがとうございます。
行きましょう。
Aw, look at her. We exit the shrine and start walking to the station. Our thoughts are such a mess that neither of us know what to say, so we make the trip in silence. That's a good idea. When we're almost there, Senpai quietly mutters.
他の協力者ってリグベーダの人たちのことですよね。
Mm-hmm.
ですね。多分。
Tabun. Or rather, Yoichi specifically. Something that's been on my mind. Back in the park, when Sophie transformed back to her usual stuffed animal form, Yoichi didn't look too surprised. Yeah, I actually did not clock that at all. I mean, I thought he's probably seen a whole lot of things. Why would he be surprised about a otherworldly being? I don't know. He just left it off, saying he couldn't believe he fell for such a stupid trap. The fact that he used the word trap is significant too. Oh. That means Yoichi knew that only users could see Sophie, and realized that I'd used that property to check whether or not he was a user. Most importantly though, Yoichi was aware of the term we'd been using for him, the evil eyes user. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's because of Sophie. I mean, we know Yoichi sees everything somehow for some reason. It could have just been another thing he heard or saw or whatever. That was an internal nickname that neither I nor anyone else had said in front of Yoichi before. But somehow he knew it. The only logical explanation is that he's in contact with someone from the other world, just like we are. Back then I had wondered why he seemed to know so much about us. I'd figured someone must have been providing him our info. If he really does have a connection to Sophie, yep, last episode, the end of it, confirmed anyway. But now it's starting to look like Sophie is as well. That would go a long way toward explaining Yoichi's reactions. It's a plausible theory at least, and I think it's a dang good plausible theory. It would account for why he wasn't startled when he saw Sophie and why he knew so much about us. But if Sophie is working with him, that raises new questions. What exactly is Sophie after? Relics. Assuming she's telling the truth, I haven't discovered that Yoichi is the evil eyes user in any other branch. With her artifact, she should now be aware of that fact in every branch. Oh. Her goal is to collect all the artifacts that spilled into this world. It's possible that she's tolerating Yoichi's murders, or at least his murders of other users, to make that goal easier for her, of course. Then once he's done enough, she'll have us defeat him and collect his evil eye as well. After that, we'll voluntarily give our artifacts over to her, so she doesn't need to worry about us. For the sake of argument, let's assume that's what her plan is. But in that case, there's a number of things that don't make sense. First, If Sophie knew Yoichi was the evil eyes user from the start, why didn't she lead us to him right away? Was it because she knew we couldn't beat him as we are and was waiting for us to grow stronger? No, that can't be it. Sophie isn't trying to help us hone our abilities. She didn't even tell us how to make familiars, which would have been an easy way to boost our strength. Besides, if she was actively trying to prevent us from discovering Yoichi's identity too soon, she would have come up with some excuse as to why she couldn't go along with my plan to expose him. There's too much we don't know. That is correct. What is it Sophie's really after? Likewise, what's Iris' goal here? She's the god who resolved the crisis 1,000 years ago. Why is she dropping us cryptic hints instead of taking action herself? Yup. I feel like Iris ain't lying, but I still don't feel like we can trust her, or should anyway. We don't know her. Senpai glances at me, likely worried by my extended silence. I want to say something to dispel the dark mood, but nothing comes to mind. Tai snits. In the end, we stay silent all the way to the station.
それじゃあ、今日はありがとうございました。
I like this angle because she looks so concerned. Look at her. Yeah, that's a funny side eye face. It's not that funny.
イーリスさんのこと
はい。
信用してもいいんでしょうか
Have you ever heard of stranger danger?
ご注意をなんて言われましたけど、ソフィーさんのこと悪い人には思えなくて。
We don't know anymore, bro. Senpai's right. Sophie's been nothing but cooperative so far. Despite all her grumbling, she's listened to all of my requests so far. If we're willing to take her at her word, then the reason she didn't teach us how to make familiars is also because she's concerned about our well-being. I don't want to think about this anymore. That's sad. It's true. She's hiding a lot of things from us. Yep. There's more than a few important things she's unwilling to talk about. And not to mention, she helped with Soda's disappearance last episode. Yeah, I can't forget that. Okay, whatever. But she's not really helping with the allegations in my head that she's suspect for leaving out a lot of things. Then again, is Iris any different? I'm grateful for the warning, but it's pretty fishy how she's dropping these vague hints to try and win us over to her side without saying anything concrete. Yep, I agree. Heck, there's no guarantee she's a real Iris even. Also, why does she want us to keep her existence a secret from the others? All her actions reek of suspicion. Yeah, if she's a god, can't she just strike them all down? Like, we don't know enough to know who to trust. And that's the problem. Trust goes both ways.
なんとも言えないですね。多少なりとも付き合いがある分、ソフィー寄りではありますが。
And as the reader, we want to trust Sophie because we've seen everything she's done, like for Soda, for everything, but especially with Soda recently, or being the most recent situation in the last episode.
ですよね。
1000%
言われた通り秘密に
話したいところですが、どういう結果を招くかわかりませんからね。慎重に行動したいですね。
わかりました。じゃあしばらくはみんなには。
そうですね。はい。もう少し状況がはっきりするまでは黙っていましょう。
はい。少し後ろめたいですけど、でも私と新見さんの2人だけの秘密なんてなんだかドキドキ。
急にどうしました？
いえ、今の言わなくてよかったというか、不謹慎というか、すみません。
What are you yapping about?
私思いつきで話しちゃって。
Blushing Senpai flails her arms wildly. I really like those cheeky expressions she makes. Frankly, I'm fine with her having no filter. It's the moments when she suddenly cuts herself off that surprise me more. For real, let's look at it again, yeah? I like it.
少し後ろめたいですけど、でも私と新見さんの2人だけの秘密なんてなんだかドキドキ。
急にどうしました？
いえ、今の言わなくてよかったというか、不謹慎というか、すみません。本当、私思いつきで話しちゃって。
She's so silly. Blushing, Senpai flails her arms wildly. Frankly, I'm fine with her having no filter. It's the moments when she suddenly cuts herself off that surprise me more. She's so spontaneous that I'm never bored when I'm around her. Watching her emotions switch from one extreme to the other at the drop of a hat is pretty entertaining. I feel a little better now that she's lighting the mood.
今日は本当にありがとうございました。二人で調べてみましょう。イーリスのこと。
はい二人で
Senpai nods, beaming happily.
じゃあ今度こそ本当に帰ります。はいおやすみなさい。
おやすみなさい。
She bows and I nod my head back at her. We do our usual exchange of nods and bows, then Senpai heads inside the station. First Yoichi, then Iris, and now. Be wary of the woman named Sophie. I can't get those words out of my head. It's not as though I trust Iris, but it's also true that Sophie and I haven't exactly built up a relationship of trust. I need to speak with Miss Naruse, or rather Iris, again. How do we spawn the god? I text Senpai telling her I'm down to talk. We make plans to meet at the train station around noon, and I put my phone down next to my pillow. I may as well try and sleep until then. Probably won't do me any good, but my head's too foggy to think straight right now. Even if I can't fall asleep, I can at least close my eyes for a bit. Just for a second. Ah yes, I always say that too. And then I fall asleep for like a lot. Speaking of a lot. When I uploaded Monday's video, Monday for me, but the last video you guys saw, that night that I had uploaded that, I was like uploading it and I wanted to make sure it goes smooth, so I waited for it to go up before going to sleep. I was on this chair, staring at the computer. I started getting sleepy. And then as soon as my head went, I was like, alright, get up. I got up, watched the computer some more, it uploaded, and then I knocked out. But yeah, point is, I said just a moment, and then my head fell out of my shoulder. Yawning, I head to our meeting point. Taking a short nap was a mistake. Now I feel even more tired than before. Yes, you guys also have let me try again. Have you guys ever taken short naps before and wake up feeling even more tired than like if you got hit by a flashbang or a concussion grenade? You feel all freaking, what's the freaking term? You feel tired, a bit nauseous, disoriented is the word. You feel disoriented, a bit dizzy. I feel like that whenever I take naps, so I don't do naps. Does anyone else have that experience too? Maybe I'll be able to focus after I eat something. I stifle a second yawn when I spot Senpai. She sees me? Are you dead serious? She sees me as well and flashes me a smile.
すみません。お待たせしました。
That smile, that's the bold Haruka, isn't it?
いいえ
I know it.
私が早く来すぎただけですわ。
すみません。お待たせしました。
セーブ画面です。
I have to wrap it up. I am so sorry.
セーブします。セーブしました。
I have to. But I'm totally gonna play like another hour. Wow, this episode was nuts. So I feel like so much happened. My brain's like still so many questions. I'm not even gonna question more or whatever. I'm just gonna leave it at that. We just need to keep reading is the solution. We just need to keep reading and maybe it'll make sense. Maybe. But it was quite the episode, wasn't it? I've said enough. I've said way more than enough. Like, need I say more? I don't need to say more. I really don't. But it was quite the episode. My brain feels a little fried right now. I was doing a whole lot of theorizing. I was making a whole lot of theories and thinking a lot and saying a lot of things, and I don't want to say any of that again or anything similar. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Quite the episode. And once again, quite the episode. I had a good time. That moment with the hug and biddies, very typical, but I like it. That was very wholesome. I like that. Very, very wholesome. Even though it wasn't shy Kosaka, it was still fun to see both Kosaka. I'm loving this episode already. And it's only been a few episodes in, and I'm loving it so very much. Anyway, Hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed recording it for you. If you did, reminder to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Y'all stay safe out there. And as always, until next time.